You are not going to believe how quick and easy this card is to make. It looks so complicated, but it comes together so easily. Hi everyone, welcome to sunnydaystamping.com. I'm Julie Baca. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining me. We are making a really fun fold card, but it's so easy. It's going to be perfect for the holidays because you can really crank them out. This design is going to work great with any pretty paper you have. So if it's not Christmas time anymore, you can just change out the paper for a floral or whatever and put a happy birthday on there. This is a great design. I've got some really good tips for you for cutting that pretty paper because I get overwhelmed cutting it. So I like to really spell it out how to cut that so you don't waste any of it. All right, let's get started. So for this design, you're going to want to start by picking your designer series paper because that's going to make it so much easier when you go to pick the color of cardstock you need to make your card. I'm using the North Pole delivery and it comes with these cutouts, which we're going to use to decorate our card. This makes it so quick and easy to decorate your card. So now you're going to pick a piece of cardstock that matches your designer series paper, and we're going to cut two strips. One that's 4 1/4, and the other one is 2 1/4. And then this is just scrap that you can save for another card. Now you can score these in here, but I'm going to use the scoreboard. The scoreboard definitely makes sharper crease lines, but what I love about it, it is so quick, especially when I'm making multiple cards of the same kind. I can mark where I need my score lines, and then I don't even have to measure, so you can see how this is just so quick. The measurements for these are going to be on my website, sunnydaystamping.com. I will have all this cutting and scoring measurements. I don't like to give them on the video because I seriously make mistakes all the time. This print and make project sheet will go out this morning, Friday morning. It's free for that first week to my email subscribers. So if you're not on my list, go ahead and get on. There's a link in the description of this video to sign up. I send out a new project sheet each week that corresponds with my YouTube video. So now we've got our two pieces. This one is called the card base on your project sheet, and this one is called the front strip. This is going to be layered on top of here. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold and burnish on these score lines. It doesn't matter which way you fold it right now. We just need to fold and score them. So I am going to actually cover up my cardstock with a scrap piece of paper or the project sheet because then I can press really hard on here without leaving a shiny mark on my cardstock because I want this to be nicely, sharply folded. So I want to make sure I am really folding it nice and hard with my bone folder or burnishing it. So get all those score lines just like that. So when we go to put it together, you want these angles to be the same. We're going to glue it together like this so that it'll fold and fit in the envelope. So that's the basic structure. But now you cut your designer series paper to fit on here. And I've got tips. I don't know about you, but I get so stressed when I want to cut this paper because look how cute it is. And I only get 2 pieces of this design. And so if I mess it up, I may not be able to make my card. So I made all the mistakes for you, so you do not have to make the mistakes. Now, for the designer series papers that are going to go on this card base, they're all going to be 4 inches in length. So we're going to rotate our paper. If your paper has a direction, make sure it is going this way when you cut it at the 4 inches. Like that. Now we're going to cut them in strips to go on our card base. So just follow along with the project sheet to cut those pieces. And it's best to cut them all out of the same strip in a line like this with the measurements that I give you in the order that I give you them, so that when you put it on your card base, it all kind of goes together like this. So we've got 2 short ones and 1 long one. So these were at 2 1/2 and this is at 5 1/4. Now I'm just going to use the reverse side of this paper for this short front strip. All these are cut at 2 inches and then rotate it to cut the other pieces. Now this paper doesn't have a direction, so it doesn't really matter, but you just want to make sure that it's going the right direction if that matters for your paper. Now these are going to go on our strip in this order: long, short, short. Now when we cut our card base pieces, we had one little piece left over. This I'm going to use for the back of my card. And I am going to cut that down to 1 1/4. And if yours has like a cute little thing on there, I just kind of like trim it off on one end and then trim it down to the size I need. And I can look inside of here to see what is going to get cut. And I don't want that owl to get cut, so I'm going to cut a little more this way. You can just keep cutting it down, but then make sure you've got your measurement that you need. We need 1 1/4. And so now I'm gonna have to slice that a little bit, but look, now we saved the owl and we saved this cute little squirrel. We'll reserve this for the back of our card. Now, if you want to decorate your envelope, you're gonna need another little piece that is 2 1/4. Or any scrap, really, to decorate your envelope. So now I find the easiest way is to line up my papers like I showed you at the beginning. Short, short, long, long, short, short is where these fold lines are. And these fold lines in the middle are gonna match. And now we're gonna glue on each of these pieces, making sure that they're in order. You can see how that goes together like that. And then we'll put our other pieces down here, glue them all on. On your project sheet, I also have a graphic just to remind you of this step. If you like fun fold cards, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I put out at least 1 or 2 fun folds a month because I really, really enjoy doing that. So now we'll just continue to just glue all these pieces on. One thing I like to do is once I've got these all on is I like to take my bone folder here. I'll just show you instead of trying to describe it here. You know, I don't think I cut that one right. It looks a little short, so I was talking and not cutting correctly, but I think it'll be fine. So whatever measurements I said in the video, don't do that. Make sure you do the ones on my blog post or on that project sheet. So I like to turn it over and use my bone folder to just really smear that glue around in a nice straight, it just really smears it nice and smooth, and then it's gonna adhere that really well. So now we'll glue these pieces on. If you also love fun folds, Jackie, Heidi, and I have a new series. We were doing our card template class. Now we're doing techniques, templates, and fun folds. This comes out every month, and we do a new fun fold in there, and it's a template fun fold, so that's super cool. And then a regular fun fold, and then we also teach a technique. That is free with a $50 order with me in the month that comes out. And then it's also free to my team members. All right, so I got all those on there. And now I'm just gonna flip it over and squish that glue. There we go. Now, to attach this, I've got some tips because we don't wanna get glue where it's not supposed to be because then it won't open and close. So the first thing we're gonna do is glue this part to this front, just to this front panel. So we're only gonna put glue on this section under here. So I just put glue right here on this panel, halfway down only. And then I like to take this piece and just put a little glue right there. And then I just put it, line up this edge and this edge, and squish it down. There should be no glue on the other side if I did it right, so that's good. You can even take your bone folder and just go over that on the back side. Yeah, that is great. Now, the only other part we need to glue is this to here, just this panel here. So I find the easiest way to do that is to fold this over, and we're only putting glue in this section here. So we'll just put some glue here. And then just keep this closed and just fold your card. Now, your card is not gonna fold that way. I was like, what did I do last time? What you have to do is fold this under like that. And you can fold this closed if you want to. So I guess there are several ways you can do this. You can either fold this completely flat and do like that. That's not the way I did it. I folded this up and then folded this. So it's just really trying to get this edge to be whatever you need to do to get that edge nice and flush with the other one. I did not do a good job explaining that, but I'm sure once you do it, you'll figure it out. Really, you just want it to be lined up, however is the best way to do that. So now we've got this great card base, and you can go decorate it up to the nines if you want to. Is that the way you say that? I don't know. But I'm going to show you just a quick and easy way to decorate this. So what I did is I took these nested essentials dies and I just cut this out. If you don't have this die set, don't worry. I have the measurement for this little rectangle, so you can just cut it with your paper trimmer. If you don't want to cut it with a die, you could also use a circle or a square or whatever. Now just grab a stamp set that you have that you like the words. So I'm going to make a Christmas card, so I'm going to use this Words of the Season. This Words of the Season actually has things for Thanksgiving and Halloween and congratulations. This is a great one to have. So I'm going to use one of these Christmas sayings on here, and I'm just going to grab the garden green. I used only garden green and real red and this designer series paper for all the example cards I have to show you, just to kind of keep it simple, keep it from not having a ton of supplies. I'm just going to stamp that right in the middle. You could also stamp it in black. Now, because there's no place to write on this, we're going to just take a piece of white cardstock for the back. And then remember that cute little leftover piece we had. We're going to put that right over on the side here. Just line it up just like that. You can leave it like that, but I'm going to stamp just a little. And I'm just going to grab that green again and just do this to you and yours, just right here down at the bottom. So now we'll go ahead and attach this to the back of the card and close this up. Put it right there on the back. It looks so sharp, so good. And then for the front, you can glue this down, but I'm gonna put Stampin' Dimensionals. But you want, if you're gonna use Stampin' Dimensionals, you wanna make sure, and if you're gonna glue it, do not glue in this section here because it will attach and you will not be able to open your cards. So you only want to glue or put Stampin' Dimensionals in this L shape right here. So we'll just do it like this. Just like that, and put it just right in the center. Now, just to spice this up even a little bit more, this North Pole delivery paper comes with 2 sheets of cutouts that match the paper like perfectly. This makes it so easy to decorate. So you just punch them out and you can glue them on or use Stampin' Dimensionals. Hopefully this bear is gonna fit. Oh no, he covers up the and. All right, let's see where we can put him because he is too adorable. Okay, he's too big and fat for the front of our card. So let's put him on the back here. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect. We're just gonna glue him right on the back. That looks so cute. I just love it. Honestly, I was not thrilled with this whole die cut thing that's happening with the specialty paper, but then I'm like, you know what? These are so adorable and make it so quick and easy that that's just right up my alley. Oh, maybe this one will fit really well. Let's see. Oh my goodness, that's it. That's the one. So what we're gonna do with this, because I want it to be popped up on the on this sentiment, I wanna make sure that I'm just strategically putting some Stampin' Dimensionals under here, but then I'll glue the rest of the dog on there, and I'll probably put 1 dimensional underneath him there. I have run out of dimensionals. If you run out of dimensionals, make sure to use that edge piece. That is also dimensionals. They're just in a different shape. But man, that's the same material, so I use it. Okay, now let's just line this thing up on here. Oh my goodness, is he so cute? And look at that, so quick and easy to decorate that. All right, let's add one more. How about this little bunny? And then I've got some tips for how I store mine. I'm just gonna glue him down. I don't really wanna use dimensionals in case it doesn't close correctly. Oh my goodness, that is so adorable. Okay, let me show you how I store mine. This is how I store my designer series paper. I type up all the colors in that paper. This North Pole had a lot. And then in the back is where I put all my scraps, because you guys know I don't like to waste anything. And then I just keep my big ones right behind there. Now with these, what I do is punch all of them out so they are so easy to use next time. I'm not going to do that all on camera right now, but then I throw those in the front. And so everything in this pack is going to match. My little pieces aren't going to get lost, and they're very easy to see in there. It's very easy to see what scraps I have. So I hope this helps give you an idea of how to organize. Okay, the last thing we need to do is make a matching envelope. So we'll do that really quick, and I'm just going to show you how I do it. I like to take an envelope, I fold the flap back just so it lays nice and flat, and then I put glue just on the flap of the envelope, making sure to get in these little areas right here so it doesn't come up in the mail. And then that little piece of scrap that we cut at the beginning of the video, you're just going to put that right here. And I use my bone folder to flatten that glue out. I like to do it on top of the craft sheet, so if any glue gooshes out, it gets the sticky on this craft sheet instead of on my work surface, and then it just dries on that craft sheet, and then you can just roll it right off there. It's such a nice way to keep the work surface tidy. And then you just follow the line of your envelope with your scissors. Just like that, and then you have a perfect set. Now, if you don't have these, if you're using a paper that doesn't have these, you can just use any dies or anything to embellish this design. Here is another one. This is the same designer series paper, same pack of, I use the same colors and everything. And then here is one more. Just so great, perfect for Christmas time, the holidays. It'll just stand up on someone's desk or on the mantle and just make everyone so happy. There are some Black Friday deals coming. Stampin' Up! Has some Black Friday deals coming out on Tuesday, November 25th. I've got some Black Friday deals coming out on Black Friday, and then there are some more coming December 1st. So make sure you're on my email list to get that project sheet, but also to just stay up to date on any sales happening at Stampin' Up! The link is in the description of this video to get on my email list. If you have any questions, just put a comment and I am happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching today. See you next week. Have a sunny day.